Welcome, everybody. John Zager. JohnZager.com. How's everybody doing today? Good? Good. It's a pretty day on the eastern slope. Hazy. Those fires out in Oregon wander back this way and cause us to have hazy days, especially in the morning, I guess. Seems that way. You know, I ask for replies from time to time and, write in the comments kind of idea. And somebody did that last week, actually, and that's very cool. I'm very happy about that. But, they leave coded messages. I don't know, I guess it's for their benefit more than mine. But somehow they feel that's the way to do it. And I wrote back to this one guy and I said, could you just, I'm happy to read your messages, good, bad, or indifferent, but you have to put it in a language that I speak, English. And I never got anything back. I guess he wanted to be secretive. So, if you guys have a personal message to me, good, bad, or indifferent, doesn't matter. Put it in the personal message category. If you have a comment about what I'm writing about or talking about, good, bad, or indifferent, doesn't matter. Just put it in there. The world isn't going to come to an end. And I'm excited to get whatever comments I can, because that's what I'm looking for. I had an experience last night. I had a beautiful, beautiful night sleeping and being awake both. It was very cool and it was very relaxing. I got good rest, and I'm on a street in a subdivision where there's traffic, so there's going to be a little bit of that going on. I won't spend a lot of time this morning, but I don't know. We get these downloads. I've talked about them before, and when they come, you don't want to miss them. Last night I had download, and it's always 1:15, 11. Sometime right after 1 o'clock. It seems like, and last night was no different. And it was about, we are dimensional beings living in a Newtonian three-dimensional world. I'm going to drive around a little bit this subdivision while I'm talking. Hope it doesn't upset anybody. But it just talked about we are so blessed to have consciousness to the point that we can process information living in this three-dimensional world. And we come from energy, right? And we came from, I guess it would be our evolution of eternity prior to getting here into this life form. And when we're done here, we're going to move on back into our evolution of eternity, wherever that takes us. But the one thing that remains is our consciousness, our soul, goes along with. Our body does not, of course. And all the physical things remain here on the planet. But do we really understand? Who we are? Who we really are? I don't think we do. And I think that's part of the reason this download came in, is because I've been questioning that. I've been listening to Deepak Chopra and his series. He's been having quite a few series on various things, from consciousness to life and death and the meaning of. And we're kind of stuck. We're stuck in this Newtonian three-dimensional world of our senses. And we believe that's life. And when death occurs, it's kind of the traditional thought of, the senses, the consciousness doesn't go with. And we don't even think in terms of soul. So it's kind of a mysterious, vague interpretation. Right? And what he's saying is that our consciousness and soul goes with, and that we live and die by our senses. We believe everything circles around our senses. And reality is just that. And I'm certainly not about that. And I want to get to the other dimensions. I want to be able to move around the dimensions. I want to get to know my consciousness better. I want to understand it better. The senses are clearly here on this rock. And that's reality as we understand it. But get up in the middle of the night. I don't know, 1:30, 2 o'clock. And stay awake. Go outside if it's warm enough. Sit in a lawn chair. And just think about who you are, where you came from, where you're going. Why are you here? Why are you here? Excuse me. And see what you come up with. Think in terms of things you don't normally think about. Are there... I have a frog in my throat or something. Are there other dimensions based on your understanding? And have you been there, or would you like to go there? Get really far out and think, are there extraterrestrial beings on the planet? And have you ever encountered that? Do you want to encounter that? Are you satisfied living a Newtonian life? Or do you want more? Do you think there is more? Would you like to explore consciousness? Boy, I sure do. I believe there's so much more. I was sitting in my truck last night thinking these thoughts, right? And I looked out and there was like this little, haze, mist going on in the dark that I could see. And it was beautiful. And I thought, there's another dimension. There's many dimensions. Just a little tiny, tiny bit further away. What would be another example of saying that? There's another dimension just on the other side of the window that I was looking out of. Even thinner than that. Thin, 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 thin. And I don't, maybe you don't, I don't always open my mind to going there, to another dimension, another thought, something different than our senses and what we normally think. You know what I mean? And I want to go there. I really want to go there. I want to find out what some of those other dimensions are. I want to have consciousness of another dimension. I want to experience that stuff. I'm not saying I want to go there forever and ever and a day. I'm just saying I want to go. Maybe if I get there, I do want to stay. I don't know. I am blessed. I was blessed last night to have those thoughts that I just described. And it was beautiful. It was fabulous. It was, I believe, the way it should be. Not the thoughts that I have in this materialistic world that I live in. There's a deeper sense of consciousness inside of me than there is out here that I'm looking at, the reality that I think I see, which is just an illusion anyway, right? And do you want to experience that? Do you want to go there? Do you want to find out that this is not necessarily real or home? You know, yesterday I had an experience. I don't know what to call it, but it was very, very cool. I'm going to just tell it to you. So I could benefit from having a little more money right now. It would be greatly appreciated, right? So I sat down and wrote an intention. It goes something like, Heavenly Father, universe, subconscious, I believe there are infinite possibilities that exist for me right now, today, where I can receive an abundance of money from an unknown source that could satisfy my financial needs and wants in a time and space that's right for me. And I played that, I recorded it, on my phone. And I played it back, I don't know, half dozen times. And when I stopped in between hitting the button to play it again, the phone rang. And a lady needed a service that I provide, professional service that I provide, that pays really an abundance of money in a minute amount of time. And I went and did it and received the money, and I just thought, I'm just going to use this as an example. The universe just answered me. Not an hour later or a day later or a month later, but under a minute later. Right? So I communicated with the universe in a dimensional form, and it came back to me. And now I want to learn how to do that more frequently and with other things. And if I can do that, learn how to do that, what does that mean? What does that say? So, I haven't come up with those answers yet, but I've been working on that since this happened 2 days ago or something. And I think that's why last night I got dumped on. Because it's saying to me, the universe is saying to me, another dimension is saying to me, a higher power, a greater consciousness, a greater intelligence. My subconscious is saying to me, don't limit yourself. Don't limit yourself. You have more power and magic than you can even imagine. Think about that and let me know. God bless you all. Take care of one another. And I'll look forward to talking to you all again real soon. Thanks a lot. See you. Bye.